Finally, we have part 4, multifactorial pain.
To be in this category,
The patient doesn't belong to any of the other groups, and they have an Ori-Bro score of higher than 105.
Now these ones are the most challenging ones to manage. Now chat, what do we do with these patients when they come in?
We're gonna get straight into the protocols on this. How session 1 is going to look like. Whoa, you thought session 1 was gonna be the same as everything else. No, this is individualized physiotherapy.
Session 1, we're not going to provide information on pain-provoking pathology, inflammation, posture, as well as pacing. Why? Because all of these can have a negative impact on the patient's psyche. Instead, what we're going to do is provide a cognitive functional therapy approach. For example, when a patient says something negative, we're going to reinforce with something positive.
This pain's been bothering me for so long.
that's alright, it's okay, we'll get it better.
There we go. And when the patient states something positive or states a goal of theirs,
I'd love to be able to walk 20 minutes again.
Absolutely, there's no way you won't be able to.
reinforce with positive emotions.
With the protocols of part 4 of STOPS, it is very important to fully provide that neurophysiological education to the patient and ensure they understand what exactly is happening with them.
Over the next 6 months, your pain will slowly get better. After the 6 months, your recovery will plateau, so we need to make the most of these 6 months.
Even though that area of your spine is healed, your brain still senses that the pain has been there since it's been a while. So even the smallest amount of damage to your spine can result in a lot of pain.
Furthermore, negative emotions can negatively impact your pain as well, because the descending pain pathway actually travels through the emotional center in the brain.
Does that all make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Passive treatments like manual therapy and surgery will only treat your anatomical structures like your spine. However, like we mentioned before, the pain is coming from your nervous system. Surgery is not going to help fix your brain, whereas active exercise will stabilize your spine, strengthen the muscles around the area, which will send signals to your brain to tell it that, whoa, look, it's safe to move around, and hence your pain will go down.
The motor control training in this group will be less specific. It will be more functionally generalized. For example,
Will, can I just get you to suck your stomach in? Notice how I'm using much less anatomical terms, whereas a more generalized functional command is the approach here.
session 2 to 10 of part 4's protocol will look like.
The physio will explain briefly multifactorial pain again, and then we'll do some goal setting.
Like mentioned before, the pain is coming from your central nervous system.
Will, let's set some goals. Keep in mind you're not actually doing harm to your body.
I'd like to walk on a treadmill for at least 20 minutes at my normal walking pace in forward.
And now we're going to progress some of that motor training as well. So can I get you to just gently draw your belly button to your spine? And now go slowly from sitting to standing. Very good.
Wow, I can see why it's called individualized physiotherapy now.
Now, if the patient's not ready to progress, we try to keep them at the same level.
We'd encourage the patient that low back pain happens in waves. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. But overall, we'd like to see an uptrending wave that's happening with their pain and with their functional ability as well.
Wow, we've learned so much.
We highly recommend everyone to read the original text of the STOPS trial.
Now let's get into the evidence.